two doors to freedom, the man's door and the woman's door. The man's door to freedom is grief. The women's door to freedom is anger. Men aren't allowed to have grief. They're not allowed to have tears. They need to keep a stiff upper lip. There's rules for men to be a man, for men to be men. And boys all the way along get enculturated, get trained in all these various rules. You're supposed to be strong. You're not supposed to be vulnerably strong. You're supposed to not have grief. You're supposed to behave a certain way. In the locker room, you're supposed to be a jock and walk around. Like when I got to Canada, I had to develop some bull legs so I could walk around. You can't see my bull legs, but anyway, they're bull-legged because I learned to walk like a man. John Wayne, because that was the archetype that I had to be coming from Canada, because I was just myself in Ireland until 10 years old. And then it was bam, bam, bam. You got to get yourself into this state of like, this is who I am. Well, that's the same for women, isn't it? And all that violation and oppression and separation that women have had, these rules that you have to be perfect. Not only do you have to be a perfect mom, you have to be a perfect wife, you have to be perfectly making perfectly $150,000 perfectly every year, and you have to do, you can't possibly be angry at your man or resentful or the system or anything like that, and still you don't get paid as much. I mean, what the hell? That's a lot of oppression. So those rules don't work for women. The rules don't work for men. In this COVID moment, there are possibilities for both men and women, both the male in me and the female in me, but also the male gender and the female gender. So we get to mix it up a little bit here. What if we were to make both the anger door for women and the grief door for men? Teachers. What if we decided that instead of this stuff running around the back 40 there, the grief and the lack of being able for men to be able to shed a tear or to have that fierce gentleness or to be vulnerable or open or to admit that, you know, this is not fun trying to be shamed into, you know, not to have the shame and the guilt because they can't make it as a spiritual warrior. They can't be like tough and bull-legged and, you know, rah 24/7, right? And the same with women. They got to be perfect, their body, their lips, the hair, you know, the six-pack now. Is six-pack still have, does women have to have six-pack or eight-pack? Maybe it's 7.13 pack, I don't know. But tell you what, people, it's not working for anybody. These freaking rules, the myth of male power, where power really is, you know, women can have that covert power, men can have the overt power, but it can also be mixed up. And you don't think that's true? What about, you know, ever read the book, you know, by the women, you know, who raised these Hitlers and these Idi Amins and these tyrants in the world? Like, that's true, right? The Hand That Rocked the Cradle is a book that we should all read. And because women and moms have trained their men to be smart and protective, or the great story of Milarepe and the Tibetan saint whose mom was, you know, bitter and resentful because of being oppressed by men, right? And her mom probably the same thing. So we can all play by these rules, you know, and women can raise boys certain way. Let's just say that, right? I was raised to be, this is the way you play the game. And this is how you don't play the game. So that, how you don't play the game has tremendous power over us. And men can raise daughters to be, I have 4 of them, I can raise them to be a certain way and strong and, you know, and also to not have anger and talk back and respect the man and all those rules. Are you kidding me? Like, that's not working for women either, and that is also going on in their back 40, for sure. So there's a seething resentment on both sides. So the doorway for us, how about we bust those old rules down during this COVID moment of going from the old world, the old bank, to the new bank, the old territory to the new territory. The old way of doing things is starting to die down. That mediocre, that kind of status quo, that kind of way of doing things is, come on, people, it's done. We gotta bust down some of the worst parts of it. Let's put it that way. Then there's some good parts of it we're going to bring across that bridge, but we really now need to be more authentic. The greatest gift we can give to humanity is by taking our masks off. Right? Just being ourselves. You give then permission for so many other people to take their masks off. So let's not keep that mask and those rules of anger or grief on. Let's bust those rules down together. Let's decide that we can do this together and get the support we need. Talk about a hero's journey and a heroine's journey. Man, this is the stuff this is the real treasure. The real treasure is aliveness, is not being oppressed by those things in the back 40. I know I'm on a rant here today, but I just want to say that if ever there was a moment for this stuff to be coming out of your system and you stepping into a more genuine, authentic way for you to be in the world, this is it, people. And if you need a hand with it, of course there's people out there. Of course there's mentors and there's allies and there's therapists and there's all sorts of friends. There's all sorts of villages. There's people that can help us. We can surround ourselves with people that have men that have a different thing going on, women that have a different thing going on. They're not playing by the rules. So many people are now saying, no, that's done. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I don't know how to walk with this kind of vulnerability, but I'm saying no to that. Time out on that old stuff. So let's all of us come across this bridge in a very genuine, authentic way. And let's accept the fact that we don't know how to do this, but we can do this together in a good way. We can start to build ourselves some safety and some hut practice, if you will, or a village. Maybe there's certain people, maybe there's one or two people that you feel safe with, that you can relax, that you can take your masks off and you don't have to wear all the lipstick, or the guys wearing all that fake beard, or that trying to be groovy or trying to fit in or trying to, rah, or try to be bull-legged, right? That all is going to go, people. So the feelings you're having, I want to give you permission and a blessing to just take the masks off and allow those feelings to come out. Yes, it's vulnerable. Yes, it's hard work. Yes, it's going to be not fun. Yes, it's not for the faint of heart. Yes, it's sticky and muddy. But if we don't do this now, when are we going to do it? I mean, what are we all doing for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years? Right? So, a bit of a rant here this morning. If we want to come alive, if we really want our freedom, which is the real end game, the real treasure on Freedom Mountain of any hero's journey, heroine's journey, is for us to have that aliveness. If ever there was an opportunity for us to claim that aliveness and declare us to be, in that moment now, yes, let's declare that this is the moment. What are you waiting for? Another moment like this? No. If not you, who? If not now, when? This is our moment. This is where we step in. You have access to a lot of aliveness, a lot of acceptance, a lot of, acceptance of self and others, and also a lot of full acknowledgement of what's really going on there within yourself. It's okay, people. We've got a container that we've got people, we've got professionals to be able to hold you through this. So open up that door. I want to challenge you to open up that door and step into it. And let's be who we need to be, which is our authentic, genuine, courageous self moving forward. Otherwise, we're going to start continue to vote in people that are planks. We're going to continue to start getting into the wrong kinds of relationship. We're going to continue to try to be Mr. Bravado at work or whatever it is, or Miss Bravado. So we got this, people. I'm just challenging you. Love you guys. Bye for now.